Good morning, everybody. This morning, John Ralfe, the pensions expert, has written an article in the FT in which he says that doctors and the BMA are asking for special treatment in relation to their pensions. And I think that's unfair, and I think that's unfair for two reasons. Across society, across all cultures, there's two traits in human behaviour that you will find across any culture, and those two things are an aversion to things that we think are unfair. And what doctors are asking for is they're asking for a fair treatment. And the reason they think that they're not being treated fairly is because they pay tax on their pension contributions in the future, and it's very complicated and it's hard for them to understand how much tax they're paying now and what benefit they'll get in the future. And there's another group of individuals who have their pension that's taxed and registered, and these are judges. And so what the doctors are saying is treat us fairly, treat us in the same way that you're treating judges. If your rationale for judges is that they are important and we need to incentivize them and attract them to work, how are doctors any different? Because the same argument could be said of doctors. And the second thing that people look for, or the second human trait that you see across all different cultures across the world, is an attempt to predict the future. And we've always done this. Soothsayers across time have tried to tell people what the future will look like. It's something that we desire greatly, to know what the future has in store for us. And of course, the future has lots of twists and turns, but one of the things that should be predictable is that if you work really hard all your life and you save a bit of money as you go along, that you'll be able to use that, your capital that you build up over time, in which to invest and have a return on the efforts of your work over time. And the second problem that doctors have is that the taxation of the scheme has now become so complex, it takes a group of individuals, be they the BMA themselves or be somebody like us, to take the figures, put them into a very complicated spreadsheet and tell them what their future pension will be. And even we struggle because there's so many variables within there. We have to make a range of assumptions and give somebody a best figure that we update over time and get more accurate the closer we get to retirement. So in response to Mr Ralfe's article, I would say that doctors are not asking to be treated differently. They're asking to be treated the same as anybody else, and they're asking for inalienable traits that we all want from life, and that's to be treated the same as others and to be able to predict what might happen in the future as best we can. And one of the things that you want to be able to predict is exactly that, your pension planning.